Cathy, we were talking about two things that amaze me about you. And one is you actually decided that you were going to go up against, with no experience whatsoever, up against WD-40, the #1 by far at the time product in its class. And then you told me that your first customer was Home Depot. So you don't fool around. And just before the break, you had mentioned that you have a philosophy about getting that customer. Can you expound on that?
You know, I think that we become a little bit stuck in our own temple of creation when we create a product. And we think our product is so wonderful and we think we've made it perfectly. And I like to think that I'm an incredible humble servant, and that's part of my livelihood as a priest. And so when I looked at this particular company, I said, nobody really knows how to create a product better than a market leader in retail that sells this every day. And so we contacted the lead buyer at Home Depot, who has become a dear friend, and went down and said, look, are you interested in a green lubricant line? If you are, what do you think of these ideas? What do you think of this can? What do you think of this nozzle? What do you think of these brands? What do you think of these product claims? If you had a product, what would you want it to do? And after doing all that information gathering, we changed, we innovated, we formulated, we packaged, we designed, and went down 3 or 4 different times to iterate with the person that would be buying our product. So guess what? They were invested in us in them, and the co-created, the co-thinking, the shared philosophy, the passion around the products. All of a sudden, you have a customer that's your partner. And I think that's the way things need to be created by entrepreneurs. I think creating things in an engineering vacuum is very dangerous. I mean, you've got to have customer pull for what you create in this economy, or any economy, frankly. So you have to have that customer that is invested in you.
And
it only takes one large one.
Were you, first of all, why did that lead buyer even see you? Doesn't he get calls or she get calls like that all the time? How did you get in? Did you know him or her?
No, it's interesting. I had a reason recently to go back to the original emails to trace something that we did. And I looked at my email trails for about 9 to 12 months as we were designing the products, pushing on that door again, and again, and again, and again, until I eventually got an appointment.
So it took a little persistence to get this done.
Absolutely.
So there's really 2 lessons for all of us to learn here. First of all, you got to be, as an entrepreneur, you've got to be very persistent
and very gracious.
And gracious, and you just can't give up. Secondly, go for the brass ring.
Right.
Work with a company that could be your first large customer to develop the product, and the rest can fall into place.